This verse that's going to come on the screen now, it's one of my favourite verses I know. And it's one of those verses that's up there. It is in our heads. We speak it out loud, don't we? We know it off by heart. And it's Isaiah chapter 40, verse 31. I can't even see it. And it goes like this. But those who wait upon the Lord will renew their strength. There they will mount up with wings like eagles. There you will run and not grow weary, and there they will walk and not faint. Wow. Fancy having that in your life, eh? To be a overcomer into this world. But my experiences, like in the early days, like I'm going back years now, we don't do it now, because we used to do church 5 nights a week, and that's not counting Sunday day. Like we were out doing this and that and the other, you know. And I'll tell you what, it was absolutely marvellous. I enjoyed every minute of it, doing this with the teenage challenge bus. Then you got the kids' work on top of that, and it was hectic, wasn't it, Pat? Yes. Anyway, and this verse kept coming back to me. Those who wait upon the Lord will renew their strength. But it seemed to fail me, you know. I was getting tired of it. I was getting weary. And at the end of the day, I had a heart attack. That's how much I pushed myself. I know there's a verse in the Bible where it's something like... I'm going off on one again here. There's a verse in the Bible that says, you're to do what works in my name, but I never knew you, and I'll spew you out your mouth. Like I say, we can go around doing all these good works for a God, but do we really know him? And this verse keeps coming back and back. And I think that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to get hold of this verse and see what it's all about. And I think the key word in this verse is the word wait. And, oh, that's not in here. Is the word wait. The key to unlocking this verse is the word wait. So how do we wait up on the Lord? And... the Hebrew word for wait is quiver. I've got the next slide up, look. Quiver, which is... I think it says quiver, but those who speak Hebrew will be able to translate it better. Which is translated as wait. The literal meaning of the word is to bind the two together like a cord. And the figurative definition is to wait, is to hope, to expect. There's other things that go with that. Those are the only two that come out. Most of the words that we use today, they have a literal meaning, and also they have a figurative meaning. And a good example of that is the word dead. And when we use that word, you can, like one of the sentences, how you walked past this cemetery, and everybody in there is dead. Now, by the context of that sentence, we know automatically in our head, we don't even have to think of it because it's automatically there, that the actual literal meaning of that word, as I walk past the cemetery, everybody in there is dead. And the figurative definition of the word dead is, I was at this party last night and it was dead. So by the context of that sentence, we automatically know the figurative meaning of that word, dead, without excitement, without activity. That's the figurative meaning of that word. And the literal meaning of that word dead is like a corpse. The actual life has gone out of him. It's dead. So we got that word, the Hebrew word, like that. Right, where we are. So the actual context of the sentence being used is to say how to use that word. Now, the actual context of this verse is all about strength, which comes to the rope. I'm going to do a quick example here. This rope is fairly strong. You can't snap it. It can lift a fairly heavy object, this rope. And this rope is made up with 4 individual strands. And that word equivalent says to bind together like a cord means you bind the rope, you twist it together, and the more strands that you twist together, the actual stronger the rope gets. Like you put an object on at the end of that rope, and each strand, as the rope grows tight, it gets stretched a bit. But each strand is taking the hit of weight. Each strand is actually playing its part. And yeah, so the more strands we have in our rope, the stronger it becomes. So how can we apply that to this? Well, like I said, the word quiver, bind the two together like a cord. Can you put next slide up, please, Luke? Let's see what type of strands we have in our lives. Strands to your rope. Your actual rope connected to a God I'm going to say should be, but this is just a quick example. You don't have to be in this order. Strand number 1. I'm looking up there, it's down here. Keep your focus on God. That's in Hebrews 12, verse 3. Strand number 2. Study the Bible daily. That's in Psalm 119, 11. It's also in 2 Timothy 2:15. Pray daily. That's in 1 Thessalonians 5:17. Is a good one. Attend church regularly. That's in Hebrews 10, verse 25. Like I say, I was doing church 5 nights a week. But like I say, if you don't know him personally, you can attend church 7 nights a week. It'll do you no good. These are only a few strands that you could use. You'll most probably think of more. And the more strands you have in your rope connected to a God, the more strength comes from a God. And most translators of this verse use the figurative meaning of that word. But from the actual context of the verse, it's all about strengthener, and it's like with the word dead. From the context of that sentence, we know which meaning to actually use. And I think this is only my personal, you've all got your own, but my personal feeling is the context of this verse, we should be using the actual I can't say the word, literal meaning rather than the figurative one. So get them strands in your life. Like I said, the more strands you have, the more strength you'll gain from God. And the amazing fact, if I put that rope on the floor, it isn't doing anything, but the strength of that rope is still there. The actual strength of that rope is still there, and it is waiting to be used. Yeah? That's it, folks. Thanks.